what we're gonna do is we are gonna draft the top sports cities in the United States. I'm gonna go first. Jared's gonna go second. Typically, I like to, in drafts in general, the snake draft is the fairest way to do it. But unfortunately, in this situation, it's kind of hard to just do that with two people. So you just go back and forth. And next time we do a draft on the next episode, Jared will go first. That's just how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna switch off who gets to go first. Keep it as simple as possible. Once you get to like 4 or 5 different people picking, then you do the snake. I think that's the fairest. But anyways, besides the point, is we're gonna draft the best sports cities in the country. We each get 5 picks. Are you prepared, Jared? Are you ready to go? Do you like your
Oh
list?
yeah, I'm ready to roll, and everything I'm gonna do is gonna be better than yours.
Okay, fair enough.
Just like my fantasy football
Fantasy
team.
team, yeah, makes sense. Okay, so best sports cities draft in the United States. With the first pick in the draft, and hold on, by the way, before we draft, hold on. This this is well, I guess I was gonna put like criteria, like what is most valuable, but it doesn't matter. That it's based on like you might think one city is more valuable than another. For me, my first city I'm gonna take is Boston. That's my number one city. That's my number one pick. Boston, Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics. I feel like at any given time, one of those four teams is gonna be finding themselves in a championship scenario. So I like Boston, even though they only have 4 teams. I don't wanna say only, that's a lot. I like Boston with my first overall pick.
Okay. I mean, I like that. I respect that, and I probably would have taken them number one overall. They're like Victor Mambayan or whatever his name is. Gonna go number one overall, guaranteed. Um, you know what though? I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna take a little bit of a shocker here, and I'm gonna go Philadelphia
Okay.
at
Philly.
at two, and that's gonna skip right over some of the bigger markets, and reasoning behind that is because it's just the 4 main teams, and it's not like I have a little bit of an issue with having the too widespread of, too many teams in a
Yeah.
city.
No,
So
definitely.
I'm gonna I'm taking Philly, and then also my company is from there, so
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Hold on, let me fix my camera again. God damn. Let me ask you this. Would Philly have been your first pick if the Eagles weren't 7-0 and the Phillies weren't in the World Series?
it's hard to tell it's hard to tell if my subconscious is holding any type of bias on that.
I mean, it's not a bad pick. I
But
like it. I
it
like
it's
it.
it it's a good time. Well, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, Philly's just kind of a just a great classic sports city, it's a East Coast city. It's just like, and the all the people that I work with, yeah, that's my other point too. My company's from Philly, so I work with a lot of Phillies fans, and I like kinda like the way that they I just kinda like the way that they're all really loyal. Like,
No, for dude,
everybody that's from
it's a
Philly.
fucking
It's
great
it's a
sports
great
city.
sports it's a great sports city, so that's my take on that. And
I
the
respect that.
Sixers are good too.
Yeah, I respect the fan base that holds the teams accountable. I think there's a lot of fan bases like, like, oh, like one city will have 5 fucking 8 sports teams and you're like, "Nice." But it's a little more lax. Like whereas in Philly, like dude, if the Eagles lose like 3 games in a row over the next 3 games, they're going to be like, "Do we have the right guy at quarterback?" Like literally, they'll be 7-3 and they'll be like, "Do we need to change something?" Like that's kind of how they are. And I love that cuz it's like, dude, you got to hold these fucking guys accountable, you know? But good pick. I like that pick. Uh, number th- my second overall pick, Jared. This is not going to surprise a lot of people. I'm going to go New York. I know it's over. It's kind of it's washed a little bit. It's just there's so much. It's so saturated. Mets, Yankees, Rangers. New York City. So I don't know if you could include the Islanders because they're in Long Island. Uh, but then they also have the New Jersey Devils that are very close nearby as well. But yeah, Mets, Rangers. I mean, yeah, Mets, Rangers, Yankees. The Nets are in Brooklyn, which is New York City, and the Knicks. I mean, it's just a shit ton of sports teams, and the Yankees are always really good. Oh, and the Jets and Giants. I
Yeah, I mean, that's my issue.
I get it.
There's
I
there's too many.
I get it, but it's the biggest, probably the biggest, most notable. It's like a top 5 most notable city in the entire world. So
Yeah,
you know, they deserve a few teams.
there's some serious there's some pride.
Yeah, and they have, yeah, exactly. You know, I think that's the part that I respect, is that it's not like the whole city is like, "Oh, hey, go Mets, go Yankees." It's like, "No, no, no. Fucking pick one. Mets or Yankees." And if you like the Mets, fuck you. I like the Yankees. And then like Jets or Giants. You like the Giants? All right, we can be friends. If you like the Jets, I'd have told you to fuck off, you know? Like that's I like that part of it. Whereas I think in some other cities that have a couple or like multiple options, it's not quite as hostile. So that's why I respect the New York market. That's my number 2 pick.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, I didn't wanna take no, I didn't wanna take, I didn't see I that's why I skipped taking an oversaturated,
Yep.
market as my number 1 overall pick just because I'm a down to earth guy,
Sure.
and you're like a piece of shit, so
Right.
you wouldn't
Well,
mind doing that,
I'm
but,
not a piece of shit.
um,
I'm just I'm I'm yeah, like you're down to
I am
earth and
gonna
I pick
go and I'm gonna fly I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to take Los Angeles. I
okay.
have to take Los Angeles here.
That's
In
fine.
this slot,
Yeah.
they got a shitload of teams. There's a ton of teams, obviously, but you got let's see, Rams, Chargers, Dodgers, Angels, Lakers, Clippers, Kings, Ducks,
Yep.
all in one city as well. So it's kinda saturated, but it's like, really, I'm taking them, specifically because of the Dodgers and the Lakers and their, like, storied histories, and,
That's
like,
fine.
the other teams, like Rams and Chargers haven't even been there for, like when did the Rams get there? Not even 10 years ago?
Dude, like
And I
5
don't know
years
if they were
ago.
that weren't they were the were they the LA Rams before? Weren't they like the LA Rams before and then the St. Louis in the
Dude,
back or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
LA has had so many football teams. Chargers, Raiders, Rams, then the Chargers again, then the Raiders again. Yeah, I think the Rams were in LA, but they're back. And they won a Super Bowl
Yeah,
while being in LA. So I get it. They're an LA team
even
now.
though it was rigged and it was
Yeah,
all
I mean
shit.
100% rigged, but I mean, hey, at least Dwayne the Rock Johnson was on the field to fucking open up the fucking Super Bowl. Anyways, um that's a good pick. I like LA at 2. I like LA at 2. Um, with my 3rd pick here, I don't know if this is gonna surprise a lot of people,
What is it?
and I'm debating between 2 or 3 different teams, or 2 or 3 different, cities here. But I think I'm gonna go Chicago at 3. I'm gonna take Chicago. Uh, you know, you got Cubs, White Sox, Chicago Bulls, you got the Blackhawks, you got the Bears. Blackhawks have had a couple Stanley Cups. The Cubs just won the World Series not too long ago. The White Sox ended a drought in the 2000s. The Bears had absolute domination with oh my god, the head coach. Oh my god. Who?
Was that Mike Ditka or
Yeah,
whatever?
Mustache Ditka. I like Chicago at 3. I think Chicago is a good pick there. But I like it. I like Chicago.
Yeah, I like Chicago's, I like Chicago's teams as well, and I think that's another city that's kinda got, like, very loyal fans.
Little grit to it.
Probably yeah, well, and I think you're enough, I think you're, like, far enough away from some of those other cities where or, like, I don't know. I just feel like Chicago people obviously, like, hate, like, the Detroit teams and other teams around them.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I don't know. I think they have strong loyalty for sure. So I like that pick. But I'm gonna go ahead and take San Francisco at 3
Ah, it's a
for
good
me.
pick. That's a really good pick.
I just
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
just 49ers, Giants, and the Warriors, and I guess the Sharks technically are San Jose.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Oakland's right across the bridge, but I wouldn't consider I wouldn't consider Oakland San Fran, but
No,
like
it's a different. It's a different.
49ers,
Yeah,
49ers, Giants, and Warriors, like that's all you need. Like there's been some domination in there.
it's a good pick.
You have 2 dynasties coming out of there in the 2000s with the Giants winning how many have they won? 3? 3
Yeah,
World
they won
Series?
3 in 5 years. Yeah,
And you got 4 championships for the Warriors. I mean, it's a good sports city. If there wasn't homeless people shitting all over the sidewalks, I bet you I would like and California's just ridiculously bad like fiscal policies.
yeah.
I think I would like San Fran.
No, I think I would too. I
It'd be
think
even cooler.
it's yeah. If they get the just a little bit more just cleaned up over in California, I think a lot of places would look great for people. Um, but I mean, I know people who live in San Fran, and I know two different good friends of mine, and they both really like it. It's a little bit sketchy in some parts, but it's fine. Okay, good pick. Good pick. I think we'll go one more each because there's not that many cities left that are actually good. So we'll go one more city each. Is that fair?
Yep.
My last pick, this is it might be a bit of a reach at 4, but I like it. I'm gonna go Denver. I'm gonna go Denver.
It pisses that pisses me off so much that you just
Was that
fucking
your
took
next
it because
was that your next pick?
the only reason I didn't say it is because I'm from Colorado. I wanted to wait, I didn't want to be
I
like
like Denver though.
I
You
didn't
got the Broncos have got a few rings. The Nuggets are pretty good. The Avs have dominated and got a few rings. I think they got to pick it up. If the Nuggets find themselves with a ring or two in the next decade, and the Rockies, I mean, by some stroke of God, find themselves with a ring at any point in the next 20 years, they might find themselves in that top that three first 3 rounds conversation. But in the meantime, they're a 4th round pick, but they have four sports teams. I mean, if you want to throw in the fucking lacrosse, you want to throw in MLS soccer, I mean, they got it all. And the football team's usually one of the most important to the cities, and the Broncos have been, relevant for the last 20 years or so. So I like Denver at 4 in the 4th round for me.
yeah, it's bullshit that you took my hometown, but whatever.
Well, I
All
live
right.
here too,
You know
brother.
what then? I got a good I like my number 4 and I think I'm going to go it's not about championships. It's just about the teams and
Okay,
kind of like the fan bases there.
that's fine.
It'll throw you off probably.
Okay.
But Dallas.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I like
I
Dallas.
like Dallas. Dallas, you got 14 like first of all, to even qualify on this list, you got to have all 4 major like sports teams.
100%. You have to.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
You
can't
have
just
to.
have one or two of the teams.
No, you can't.
So I mean, you got like you think Dallas, obviously the Cowboys are one of like the biggest franchises in all of professional sports just in general. You got dickhead Jerry Jones as the owner and he built Jerry World and it's just ridiculous. And then stars stars are pretty good. Mavs are competitive with
Playoff team.
Luca
Yeah.
and yeah, playoff team. And then the Rangers just invested a bunch of money last year, even though their team didn't really work out how they thought it was going
Yeah,
to.
still new
It's just
ballpark
kind of a
though.
cool, yeah, kind of a cool sports town. With a shitload of pride. I mean, fucking Cowboys fans
Yeah.
are like
Yeah.
they're they're like annoying Patriots fans with southern accents.
Yeah. No, I
They
like the pick.
really
I like the pick. It's good. That's a good that's a good
so
that's a good
I
take
like
there.
Dallas at 4, which is literally number 8 on the list now. So I
I
like
mean,
it.
I think if we missed any cities, there's a I think after the ones we took, Jared, there's a lot of really good sports cities, but they don't have all 4. They don't have like Pittsburgh, really good one. Missing basketball. Uh as a team, but they have hockey, baseball, and football. Like, that's a good pick, but, um, you could go like Milwaukee doesn't have
Yeah,
hockey, but they pretty much have the Packers and Green Bay, Brewers, and Bucks. Like, that's a pretty
let's
good
see,
pick.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minneapolis, do they have all 4?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, they
so.
do. Yeah, they have yeah.
Vikings, Twins, Timberwolves, and the Wild. You
Seattle
got,
Seattle, that's a good one they got 2,
they
or
don't
now
have a hockey.
they have
They don't have a
3
hockey.
now.
Oh, they do have a hockey team. They
Yeah.
don't have a basketball team.
Yep, they don't have basketball. St. Louis is another good one.
Detroit's kind of a sleeper.
Detroit is a sleeper. They have all 4, don't they?
They have all 4, and it's like they have quite a bit of, like, tradition with those 4
And, like,
teams.
yeah, like, kinda have some championships. Like, a little bit of sneaky success. I mean, the Lions have
It's
been
just like I
so bad, though, for so long. Like, so bad
Yeah.
for, like, 20
I just feel
years.
like the issue with me picturing Detroit, I don't know if I don't think I've ever been to Detroit, but when I think about Detroit, I just imagine just vacant buildings.
Yeah, just, like, gray is the color I think of when I think of
It's
Detroit.
gray and it's just vacant buildings and graffiti, and then, maybe, like, some tires burning
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah. Another good
and then
city that just missed.
everyone there works at the car factory.
Yeah,
Like, that's the only jobs there.
yeah. Yeah, 8 Mile. I mean, 8 Mile. That's it. Like, they all work in a
Yep.
factory and, like, yeah. But they got 4 sports teams, so, I mean, whatever, you
It's
know?
kinda wild, kinda wild.
Another city, the last one that kinda missed my list that I thought about for a second was St. Louis, but they only have baseball and hockey, which is kind of an odd combo, but, no basketball, no football team left, kinda tough, bit of a grind. Uh, but the Cardinals are super like one of the most traditionally like rooted baseball teams in the league, and the Blues have been pretty competitive. So yeah, that's a good list. I like the group we went with, and that's why I shut it down at 4 because I started looking at these other cities, and I was like, I don't know, like Phoenix. Is Phoenix gonna make these lists? Like,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
yeah,
Phoenix. You can't.
like
I don't respect Arizona's professional sports.
no, I don't either.
No,
Yeah, and then I'm like,
and I don't like the Suns.
is Cleveland gonna make this list? Like Cavs, Indians, Browns, and then like hockey is like Columbus has a hockey team, which is close. Like, is Miami gonna make this list? Like they have
I feel like nobody in Miami even goes to people in Miami aren't even fans of Miami.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like Marlins games, there's nobody ever there. The Dolphins are but it's a fucking celebrity it's
I
just
feel like
it's a pool party. And then the Heat are, like, competitive, but then they don't have hockey either, but, like, the Florida Panthers are, like, close. I don't know. Yeah, I think we shut it down at the right time. So, uh,
Miami not have a hockey team? Yeah, I guess the Panthers.
the Panthers, but
But
they're not technically, like, in the city of Miami. They're, like, a little bit outside. Like,
yeah.
it's not like,
Well, and I think
they're the Florida Panthers. They're not the Miami Panthers. You know what I mean? That's the other thing.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think also, like, in Miami, you're just yeah,
again, same thing, yeah. Same
everyone's
thing as
worried about wearing white pants and fucking going to clubs, and
yeah.
everyone's just Cuban and
No,
eating,
yeah.
like, Cuban food.
100%,
And that's it.
100%. I've been to Miami twice, and both times got there and I was like, "Oh my god, they like." I went to a Marlins game.
It's
It
more
was
s
the it was their
it's more
opening day.
stereotypical than you'd expect it to
Yeah,
be.
I went to Marlins opening day last season, and the entire game, like, it was close to sold out because it was their opening day, and they also ran, like, a kids' day promotion. They just wanted to fill up the park for opening day. And dude, if I had to do percentage breakdown of actual people watching the game as it was going on, like Bryce Harper and the Phillies, like, it was the Phillies, a good team. Probably 70 to 80% of the people in the stadium were just simply not watching the game on the field. Like, they were just fucking chatting, drinking, like, music's going in the club in left field. Yeah, it's not a great sports city, but whatever. I mean, it's a party, I guess.